of you, Sthanam, the land in possession, Aishwaryam, the riches, Shriyam, the material beauty, Teja, the material power, Yasha, the reputation, Shrutam, the education, Dasyati, will give, Achidya, taking from you, Shakraya, unto your enemy, Lord Indra, Maya, falsely appearing, Manvaka, a brahmachari son of a living being, Hari, he is actually the supreme personality of Godhead, Hari. Translation and purport by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation: This person falsely appearing as Brahmachari is actually the supreme personality of Godhead Hari, who has come in this form to take away all your land, wealth, beauty, power, fame and education. After taking everything from you, he will deliver it to the Indra, your enemy. Purport: Shri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explained in this regard that the very word Hari means one who takes away. If one connects himself with Hari, the supreme personality of Godhead, the Lord takes away all his miseries. In the beginning, the Lord also superficially appeared to take away all his material possessions, reputation, education and beauty. As stated in Srimad Bhagavatam, Yasyaham anugrahami harishyata dhanam shane. The Lord said to Maharaj Yudhishthir, the first installment of my mercy towards a devotee is that I take away all his possessions, especially his material opulence, his money. This is special favor of the Lord towards a sincere devotee. If a sincere devotee wants Krishna above everything, but at the same time is attached to the material possession, which hinders his advancement in Krishna consciousness, by tactics, the Lord takes away all his possessions. Here Shukracharya says that this daft brahmachari would take away everything. Thus he indicates the Lord will take away all one's material possessions and also one's mind. If one delivers his mind to the lotus feet of Krishna, Savai Mana Krishna Padar Vindo, one can naturally sacrifice everything to satisfy him. Although Bali Maharaj was a devotee, he was attached to material possessions, and therefore the Lord, being very kind to him, showed him special favors by appearing as Lord Vamana to take away all his material possession and his mind as well. Om Ajnanatamirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeyaham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavascha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Savadetam Savadutam Parijan Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakha Bhatamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Sapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishwabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhascha Kripa Sindhu Bhevata Paditanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshapadne Kum karoti vachalam pangulnataya kedri yat kripatadamam vande Shri Guru Dinataranam. So, Srila Prabhupada once spoke that Krishna has tested me twice. once when I had nothing. Practically, when Prabhupada was in Delhi in between 1959 till 1965, those 6 years was a very hard struggle for him. He was living, he left his family in 59. He took the vow of one ashram, Vanaprastha ashram, and he was living in Keshavji Gaudiya Mutt earlier in Mathura. Then he shifted to Vrindavan. So, and that too, it was not like today's ISKCON or any temple. He was practically living on rent in some temple, and he has to beg, he has to ask people for donations, and along with that he was trying his best to print some books. And in those days, you can imagine, you cannot. It's hard to imagine those days because India was just got independence in 1947, and because India has this Indians has this very bad feeling that these Britishers, they exploited us, they plundered our riches. India was used to call golden sparrow. Why everybody wants to go to India? Like all the Dutch East India Company, British East India Company, Portuguese, everybody wants to go to India because India was really a very, very, very rich land. Before it is a stat that before Britishers came or any European country, they came to India, 33% of the world economy was used to come from India. 33%. 33% is very, and when Britishers left, it was less than 1%. So Britishers, everything. If you go to British Museum these days, whatever you see that came from India, the crown of that what do you call it? Queen. It has all the jewels from India. So it is more like when Indians go visit, there is everything is from India. So whatever it is Krishna's plan. We have to take it like that. So my point is that at that time when India just got its independence, so government was very, very, very rigid with anything people do. Like everything was government controlled. You can't even buy paper. You have to get government approval to buy paper also, to print things also. And at that time, Prabhupada printed his books. How difficult it would be for Prabhupada first to write an application, and Indian diplomacy. You might not, but especially at that time. Nowadays India is still very different. It is more like a Western country, but at that time India was very, very, very slow. There was so much of bureaucracy and diplomacy. So procuring paper is very, very, very difficult. And not only Prabhupada has to procure paper, first of all, Prabhupada has to get money. And Prabhupada was not working. Prabhupada was not doing any business at that time. Prabhupada has to get the money, procure paper, get it, write something to be printed on paper, get it printed from a printer who was living 160 kilometers from where he lived. Prabhupada was living in Vrindavan, and he has to travel through train 160 kilometers in Delhi. Came to the printer, get it printed, do the proofreading himself, and after that distribute it again himself. Everything he has to do himself. So Prabhupada says that Krishna tested him twice. One, when he has nothing. He was practically living like a beggar in India, beggar in Delhi. And second, when he has everything. So many disciples, so many temples and everything. So yes, Krishna do test us. So here also, as it is explained in the purport and translation, one of the names of Lord is Hari. Hari means who takes away everything. So beware what you are doing. Krishna is here to take everything from us. But yes, Krishna is so merciful also. He will take everything which is not good for us. Like sometimes, young children, when they enter into kitchen, they make caught hold of knife. They want to play with knife because it is shining, it is nice handle and everything, but it is very dangerous for them. So what mother generally do or the parents generally do, they give him a chocolate or something, some good thing, and take away the knife, so that the children, so that the child might not hurt himself. Similarly, the condition of living entities in this material world is like that we are playing with knife. Whatever we are trying, people are trying to enjoy is like knife. Whatever you do, more than the limit, it will cause damage to yourself. Like if you eat more than what we need to, it will cause damage to our body. If we sleep or do not sleep more than what we need to, it will cause damage to our body. if we play, if we exercise much more than we need to, if we work much more than we need to, beyond our limits, it will cause damage. If we secure money, if we earn more than what we need to, if we get attached to it, it will cause damage to ourselves. Like you heard this name, John Rockefeller.
Yes. Yeah.
Who is he?
Rich man. Yeah.
He was rich man. In 1940s, John Rockefeller was the richest man on planet Earth. They are still rich, the Rockefeller family, but nowadays many people don't know him. So one of the heirs of John Rockefeller family, he gave a statement in public like, there are only two kind of people in the world. One, you pay enough to stay with you, and one, you pay enough to stay away with you. He's rich, he's famous, everything, what one can imagine he has already. But what kind of a feelings he has in his heart, there are only two kind of people. When you pay enough to stay with you, and when you pay enough to stay away with you. So the point of me sharing this is that even if you get so much money, it brings trouble. So so I heard one of the lectures of Swami Mohan Keshavai. In that lecture he was sharing that who is the richest person in the world? The richest person in the world is not one who has everything. The richest person in the world is the one who has what he needs. Means all his demand, all his need are satisfied. That person is the richest person. Because everything else we don't require. Like in Hindi we have this saying that you could be anybody. You could be Mr. Jeff Bezos, Mr. Macron, Mr. whoever, richest person, famous person, whoever. But still you are going to eat food. Only some amount of food. You are not going to eat money. You are not going to eat diamonds, sapphires, or anything else. And by the end of the day, especially in Indian subcontinent, we call it, you are going to eat some chapatis only. 2 or 3 chapatis max. Even if you are the richest man, you are not going to eat 50 or 60 chapatis at one time, right? So what is the use of working like an ass, earning so much, working so much, and no, we are not against earning money, but that must not be on the cost of our spiritual life or our health. So here Lord Hari is ready to, this is Krishna's nature, that he is aristocratic, jealous lover. Like when you love somebody, you want his attention only. He should love only you, not So Krishna, Krishna is jealous lover. He wants only us. He don't want that we have Krishna on number second. That okay, Krishna, I love you also, but I love somebody else also. I love this material also. You are number 2 on my list. I love my mobile. I love my this possession, my that possession. So yes, Krishna, I love you also, but you are my number second. So Krishna doesn't like that. So what he do? He take away the possessions. Whatever is detrimental in the because Krishna is working so hard for this relationship. Like we all have heard that if you take one step towards Krishna, Krishna take 100 steps towards us. So if Krishna is doing so much, definitely he demands surrender. I am doing this much for you. I must be number one on your list. So so making himself number one on the list, what he do? At times he takes away those possessions to which we are too much attached. But like Krishna, like Prabhupada is quoting this Bhagavatam shloka also in the purport. Yasya aham anugranami harishyata dhanam shane. Actually, when Prabhupada was doing his business, and one fine morning he was, I guess he was at his home or somewhere. He get the news that his factory burned out. His factory got burned because of some fire and everything. And at that time, Prabhupada was also facing challenges with his family also. Like his family was not supporting him for devotional service. We all know that from Leelamrit that before taking sannyas, before taking even Vanprastha ashram, Prabhupada wrote the commentary of Bhagavad Gita already. It was a manuscript, it was in typed form, and Prabhupada was looking for a publisher to print it. And his wife, took it like some garbage. She sold it to some. In India, there are people who buy paper and everything and give you some money. So she sold it for buying tea. So Prabhupada became very angry. Like anybody could be very angry. Like he translated the whole Bhagavad Gita, gave commentary on that, and his wife, just sold it for some tea. So Prabhupada just asked her, tea or me? And she didn't say anything. She just took the sip of tea.
Wow.
And Prabhupada get to know that what he has to do after that. And after that, Prabhupada took Vanprastha ashram. So yes, those who are it is a statement of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Those who are on this path of devotional service, they may find their path set with thrones. Set with thrones. Thrones means this. Sorry for my pronunciation. Thorns. So it will be. It's not going to be easy. The bed of roses, and people will shower. They lay carpet in front of you. Okay, oh Prabhu, why don't you come here? Anywhere, even in India also, even anywhere. So yes, but these things, like whatever is happening in our life, it is happening by the will of Krishna. Krishna is putting that thing in our life to make us strong. So here also in the life of Srila Prabhupada also, he took away everything, but he gave him so much. Like, who is more famous? We cannot see any spiritual guru or any spiritual master from India or anywhere who is more famous than Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada's name is everywhere. Every day, so many lakhs of people are taking his name. In every kirtan, Jayo, Jayo, Prabhupada. If Krishna is famous in the West or anywhere, even Prabhupada is also equally famous. Right? This is a competition between devotee and the Lord. And devotee wants Krishna to be famous, and Lord wants devotee to be famous. So superficially, Krishna took away everything from Prabhupada, but he gave him a lot. Similarly, if we are surrendered to Krishna, if we become devotees of Krishna, superficially Krishna may take everything from us, our hairs, our possessions, our fame, but eventually Krishna will give you everything. But if these things what Krishna provides will become detrimental or will become obstacle in the path of devotional service also, so Krishna take away those things also. Like it, we see that at times many stalwart devotees, they fall down. Like There are devotees who are brahmacharis for 30 years or 35 years, 40 years, and they may fall down. There are devotees who are very practicing devotion service for 40 years, 45, big leaders, they may fall down. It happened in the past, or it happened in the present or future also. So why it happens? Like, so there are many reasons to it. One of the reasons that Srila Prabhupada mentioned in third chapter of Bhagavad Gita, that there are accidents even on the royal roads, that anybody can fall down anytime. Maya is so dangerous. His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj used to say, he's GBC, he's BBT trustee also. So one of his biggest service was to distribute so many books throughout India and pushing people to distribute books. So every year before marathon, he has this tour to all his temples to go there and push the leaders for book distribution. And in every lecture, in every such lecture, he used to say that you are doing marathon only for 1 month. Maya's marathon is going for throughout the year. All 365 days, 24 into 7, Maya's marathon is going on. You are doing marathon only for 1 month. So do it nicely. So, so my point of sharing it was that Maya is working so hard, and we have to work equally hard. So Krishna may take everything what is detrimental for our, if Krishna find anything which is big obstacle, so he may take, like in the case of some senior devotee who may fall down. So it may happen that our fame, our knowledge, our popularity become detrimental in our progress to devotion service. So at times Krishna make that kind of arrangement to take away all that fame and populace, or whatever possessions we have. It may happen to anybody. So we may not think that those who have did these things, that they are so fallen. This is Krishna's plan to take them back to Godhead. I heard the story of Sudama Vipra Maharaj. He was Srila Prabhupada's disciple, and I may be wrong with the name. You may correct me. Once Srila Prabhupada asked his disciples who will go to Japan to preach, and Japan is a very, very difficult country to preach. So it was known to devotees, like it was common thing that whoever will go to Japan to preach will fall down. And here Srila Prabhupada is asking who will go to Japan. So nobody was raising hand, and Sudama Vipra Maharaj, he raised his hand. Okay, I will go to Japan. So Prabhupada gave his blessing and he went to Japan. And eventually, now there are many devotees in Japan also. We have temple in Tokyo, Shibuya, and different places. But Sudama Vipra Maharaj fell down. He fought very bravely, but he fall victim to Maya's tricks. So, but at the time of his death, devotees shared that he was in coma, and his so-called wife was there by his side, and he was in coma in hospital, and suddenly he woke up, and he says that, "Oh Srila Prabhupada, you came," and just at that time he left his body. So when we take risk for Krishna, when we take risk for Srila Prabhupada, we become like how it says, no pain, no gain. If you really want to become somebody in the eyes of Krishna or in the Srila Prabhupada, take more responsibility. Like these are, I'll share later. So he took so much risk for Srila Prabhupada, his own devotional service. But Srila Prabhupada didn't forget that. One time Srila Prabhupada was going on a morning walk, and one of the devotees asked him, what if at the time of death, these are all stump the Swami questions. Like we'll ask Prabhupada such a question that he will not have an answer. But Srila Prabhupada had answered everything. So one of the devotees asked Srila Prabhupada this question: what if at the time of death I would be in coma or would be doing something else? I could not remember Krishna. So Srila Prabhupada said, don't worry. If you are sincere, Krishna will remember you. You don't need to remember Krishna. So it happens to Sudama Maharaj also. He was not doing his 16 rounds, he was in coma, lying in hospital, not totally away from devotees. But Srila Prabhupada came and took him away, took him to spiritual world. So, my life also got changed. At times we read something somewhere which changes your life. So when I was a very new devotee, I was not even chanting 16 rounds at that time. And I visited the center of ISKCON. And one of the, devotees have this habit. They have, like in Brahmacharya Ashram, we have our own almiras. So we paste some notes for ourselves to do this, do that. Like everybody has, or maybe they paste the photos of deities, their favorite deities. So one of the devotees, he pasted something on a sticky note, and I read it. I felt so much inspired by that. It was written to make rapid advancement in devotional service. It was written in small, to make rapid advancement in devotional service, and in bold it was written, take more responsibility. Yes, that's the way. When we take more responsibility for Krishna, for Srila Prabhupada, they will also take more responsibility of me. Isn't it? Once when this Bombay temple was building, it was a great fight to build the temple in Bombay. Devotees there was goons who beat devotees, who dragged Matajis from their hair out of temple and everything, whatnot. And there was one Indian person, his name was Sethiji. It is mentioned in Leelamrit also. So Sethiji, Indian gentleman, he was a builder. So he was helping devotees. Somehow it happened, like when this court case was going on. So on the Friday evening, the judge, he announced that on Monday we will check whatever permanent structure will be there on the land of Hare Krishna, of this Hare Krishna land, will stay there. Nobody can remove that. So we will go on Monday. So now devotees have some 48 hours to do everything, to make some permanent structure. So Mr. Sethiji who was a builder, continuously for 48 hours he asked his man to, he was there on the property to build something. They practically build some makeshift temple in 48 hours. And when Srila Prabhupada visited it, and he saw Sethiji, who was a rich and aristocratic man, who was having some dirt on his clothes because he was working also to make that temple. So Srila Prabhupada made a very profound statement like, you are helping devotees you are helping Krishna make his home here. Krishna will make a home in the spiritual world for you. He was not chanting 16 rounds, he was not, he was not a devotee, but helping devotees. So the idea is that when we take more responsibility for Krishna, Krishna takes responsibility for us also. So this is all from my side. Actually, it was a very impromptu class. I was not meant to give class. So if anyone, if you like to share something on this shloka, or like to add something, or any correction you have, you kindly do.
Can you read the verse again? Sorry.
Okay. This person, now this shloka is spoken by Shukracharya to Bali Maharaj. Like, because already Vamandev have asked, okay, I don't need anything, I will be satisfied, you give me just 3 pieces of land. If a person can be satisfied with whatever he has, he can satisfy with everything. Okay. So after that, Bali Maharaj said, okay, you can take what you will like. And then Shukracharya, he because he is the priest of all the demons, so he said that, no, he is Vishnu, he is going to rob you, you don't know, you are innocent. So in today's shloka he is saying that this person falsely appearing as a brahmachari is actually Supreme Personality of Godhead Hari, who has come in the form to take away all your land, wealth, beauty, power, fame and education. After taking everything from you, he will deliver it to Indra, your enemy. Not only he will take it everything, but he will give it to your enemy also. Yes. Any corrections on the any point you would like to add? So,
Really an eye opener for when we feel that why this happened to me, when we feel so this is a good eye opener that nothing I lose, everything is for the sake of some.
actually, it is all Krishna's plan.
Yeah.
And it is more important to accept Krishna's plan rather than understanding Krishna's plan. We try to understand Krishna. Why this happened to me? Why this is happening? Accept.
Surrender.
Okay. Yes.
Whatever
But at the
happens.
very same time, we have to work also. It's not that okay, Krishna will give me food, Krishna will give me everything. I don't need to work. No, we have to work. We have to work hard. ग्रंथ श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, जय गुरु श्री प्रभुपाद की जय. So please pray for all of us, for me also, so that speaking is very easy, but doing is very hard. So we can follow what we have discussed.
It depends for who. Some prefer doing than speaking. So that's more comfortable to speak than act. Some other.
But at times we have to speak.